Magic mushrooms, LSD, born ecstasy. I was a mess.
Hi, this is going to be one more video about my past addictions, and unfortunately it's the last video because after this I don't have any more addictions to speak of. So these addictions were sort of I wouldn't call them necessarily like full-on addictions, because they could not be full-on addictions because of the nature of the substances. So specifically I'm talking about mainly MDMA, which is ecstasy, and mushrooms. So these would be the main ones, but then also smart drugs. Yes, so that, I mean, I tried other things, other drugs, but I did it just once, maybe twice. It didn't really become something that I would go back to. But these ones, yes, MDMA, magic mushrooms, and smart drugs, these were a problem. And why? Well, for various reasons. MDMA is pretty strong, so it's not something that you want to be doing because it fucks up with your hormonal balance in the brain. And mushrooms is more forgiving, but you can go down the rabbit hole and you don't want to do that. And then smart drugs were a problem because it's like they're not really very intense, they're not hard, but then you do it too much and it becomes a fucking problem. So it's still a problem. So let's start with MDMA. I tried it, I don't know, 2009, maybe 2008. But it's interesting that at that time that I tried it, the first time, I was already writing for myself quite a lot. Writing, I mean a notebook, and writing the things that are inside me, the thoughts, the ideas. So not writing lyrics, I'm talking about writing, you know, for myself. And it's pretty funny because I remember very well at a party, I am at a party, and I tried it the first time, I think, there. And everybody's talking, having fun. And I am like sitting on a couch at a house party with a notebook and I'm writing stuff. So this to give you some context of the way that I have used these drugs and the way that I have justified using it becoming a problem or being a fucked up reason, which is because I'm taking this substance and it opens up, like it allows you to access certain things that are inside you, in your mind. It's like you're always on your conscious mind, but the drug will give you access to maybe subconscious stuff. So you get access to it, and for me that's quite fascinating because I want to better myself. So I'm using the drug to better myself, but then I overdo the drug. And how can I be bettering myself if I become addicted to the substance or want the substance more and more, to write more to better myself? It's like it's a contradiction. So that was the problem that I had with these drugs. It's mostly the MDMA and mushrooms, because of that access that it would give you, that insight about yourself, because you're actually experiencing your mind, the deepest levels of your mind that you don't normally have access to. So it's like I'm taking this so that I can write, so that I can look at myself, and then I can become better and I can improve myself. But then the problem was that I was doing it more and more and I was craving it. Fortunately, it never got to a point of doing too much that it became really problematic, but I could see myself craving it and wanting it. But the main problem was I was not actually bettering myself. I was using these substances and I had great insights about myself and about life and how I can become better, but then it would just stay there. But the only positive, if I can call it that, was that I was seeing this potential that I had within me. And MDMA in that sense is spectacular because all your fears is like, they're just gone. All your fears are gone. And all that you can So I'm not saying this to suggest you go and take MDMA, because I don't suggest. So you get this access to yourself, and the fears drop, and like, you know, you can do so much better, you can be so much better, you can look at yourself, what you are, and you know it's not the best that you can be, and then you feel that you have all the energy and all the power to change yourself and to, you know, just make your life so much better. But then, and you see that, really, you know that, you know, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and if I do all these things, it's going to be better for me. But then that's when you are under the experience. As soon as the experience goes away, the effect goes away, you're back to yourself, and actually after the effect is gone, you experience a low, because that's how the chemistry in your brain will balance itself. Then it will take quite a while, maybe a week or two, before it's back at the normal level. But then you see all of that potential, but then you don't do anything. That was the problem. So just let me add this note. I'm not against any drugs. Actually, I think they all should be legalized and just end the problems that they cause in the world to so many people. But I think we're very far away from developing as a society a constructive and helpful relationship with drugs that alter our brain chemistry and the insight, that the access that we have to ourselves. So I actually think all drugs should be available, and from a certain age, you know, you don't want a 14, 15, even 16, 17-year-old taking drugs, because the brain is still developing. So maybe from 21, 22, 23, 24, maybe from that point onwards, it would be okay to do the drugs, but it would be also in specific scenarios where you have people that know what the drug is, what the effect is, and you should be using the drug to maybe satisfy your curiosity about it, or to use it as a bridge to support you to get access to things that you don't normally have about yourself, to hopefully help you become better or overcome certain issues, because they can do that. It's well documented, especially MDMA, magic mushrooms, ayahuasca. You know, these things can really help. I don't think cocaine would be of much help, to be honest, because you just have an energy thing. It's a stimulant. Anyway, so just to be clear, I'm not against drugs. I think they can be very useful, but they are actually, generally speaking, a big problem. And I have experienced that problem myself, and that's why I have stopped these things. That's why I'm making these videos, to maybe help you to also stop if you see that's what you should be doing. Anyway, so that's the problem that I had with these substances, is that they gave me access to certain things inside me that I did not have normally, but then I didn't actually apply it, and I was just craving the experience of, I can do this, I can become this. That's what I was addicted to. But from what you see you can do and become, to actually doing the things necessary to become that's a different story. And that's what actually, well, made me stop, is because, you know, stopping those addictions or those urges to take the substances is part of becoming who I actually want to be, and all the things that I've done since I've stopped these things completely. So I say in my song Rebirth, what do I say? I was a mess, I confess, but now I'm free, no regress. So I've done all these things. I'm not very proud of these things, but it is the truth. But what I'm proud of is that I have stopped them, and the positives that I've gotten from these substances was the insight. This was the point that I was at just, I don't know, a few minutes ago, is that's the only thing of value that I got, was that I could see this potential that I had in me if I applied myself. So that's the only value that I can say I really got from this. And to make the decision to really be a musician and to just go for it, but to apply myself. But you cannot apply yourself under the influence of the substances, so you have to stop it anyways. So if you see any value that any drug might bring you, you have to be able to apply it without having that experience, without having to be dependent on the drug. So if you smoke weed and you feel like it helps you relax, you have to be able to find out how you can be. Why are you not normally relaxed? Why do you need to smoke to chill out? Why do you need to smoke to have patience? You have to see that if you can experience that within you with the substance, you can also experience that within you without the substance. But you're going to have to practice. If you're irritated, you just breathe, calm yourself down, and you can experience the relaxation. So you don't actually need to be dependent on it. Anyway, I went a little bit all over the place, but I just wanted to share these ones as well, to the ecstasy and the magic mushrooms, and the fact that although they can be supportive, you have to make them supportive without using them for good. Like, you use it, you see it, and you apply it. Most people don't even do that. I mean, most people will take the drug just to party and whatever, and so their relationship with the drug becomes about that, the partying, the complete distraction. For me, it was about taking the drug to look at myself, how I can become better, what are the points that I have to work on. And the problem was that I was always craving that thirst for self-knowledge, to know myself better. But there comes a point where you have to actually change and let go of the addictions, the substances, the experience. Actually live here. All right, I hope you enjoy this, and see you next video with maybe some music, maybe. All right.